So finally time to get these heated grips fitted. I've got a side panel off and I think there's about 16 screws. So I've run a cable. Didn't actually even have to take all the screws out. I suppose I should add that in. I managed to use a bit of wire here, and I've fed this cable. It's a 2-core sheathed cable, so it's got a plastic sheath over the two wires. So I managed to feed that down through here with the bit of wire. So I've got it here, and I've got an inline fuse connection. Oh, I'm so cold, it's freezing. And some heated shrink wrap things to go around the wires and keep them all waterproof, keep the water out. So I'm just connecting this directly onto the battery, which is here on the little GS. So hopefully all will go well. The most daunting bit is cutting off the grips, because if I cut off the grips and the new ones are crap, I'm then stuck without grips, which is annoying. So I think I'll start with the trickier one, which is usually the case, which is the throttle side, before tackling the other side. So I shall crack on. So here we are, an hour or so later, and I've cut off the factory rubber grip, so you're left with the throttle tube, which is lots of bumps and stuff on it. So I've rubbed that down with a length of emery cloth, emery paper. Messy stuff. But now the problem is there's just no weight in earth that's going to fit over that. It's just too tiny. So that's a pain in the balls. So I'm just going to order a set of Oxford advanced touring heated grips and cut my losses. But no, that's a pain. But shit happens. So here we are, around, you can see my breath in here, it's that cold. I think we're about a week later here. I ordered these from Spokesbike just a couple of days back, so all good to go. So here's hoping they fit over the throttle tube. Oops. Oh, dropping stuff everywhere. Right, that's definitely the left-hand one. That's not going to fit either. Now I'm actually baffled what to do. So back to that drawing board. So far, this is a nightmare. But, hey, it now slides on partially. Still a little bit to take off it. I took more off this throttle tube than I've took off any other throttle tube ever before. I've used about 2 meters of emery, so I'm just going like this. It's a very dusty affair. So I've also took off this. It was like an end stop, but I figured the Oxford grip would have to go maybe about there. So I might still have to trim a little off the end of it. I've also got a set of R&G bar ends that I had for my Naked Ninja, so I think they'll fit. I'll soon see. But no, glad I'm getting there. After using about maybe 2 meters of emery paper, I managed to get this down to a small enough diameter where it now slides on and off, no bother. And I'm going to put these R&G bar ends on it that I had for the Kawasaki. I've just got a bit of carbon wrap round the ends of them to cover the silver. I'll just leave it on actually, it looks alright. So surprise surprise, the throttle is catching on the bar end, so as expected I'll have to trim a little bit of rubber off the grip, and then I've got the other side to do. I'm glad I started with the throttle side because I imagine even the cheap ones I bought will have possibly fitted this side, because it's always a smaller diameter on the clutch lever side because you don't have the throttle tube to contend with. So here we have it, it's the moment of truth. I don't trust the glue that they give you with it. It's their own brand glue, and I've used it a couple of times in the past and it's became unstuck and you've had to take them all off again and use some Loctite super glue or something. So I can't actually find any Loctite stuff, so Gorilla Contact Adhesive should do the job. Just scoosh this everywhere. I'm just watching here, there's a bit of rub down way too much, went right through the plastic and you can see the actual throttle tube beneath it. So I don't want my throttle sticking, obviously, gluing in place. So I took about 10mm off the throttle tube as well. I saw the R&G bar end doesn't catch on the throttle. I also cut 2 thin rings of rubber off the new grip. So lid back on the glue. This doesn't set as quick as super glue either, so you've got more time to play with it. No, more. tiny bit just to give a little bit of play in case the rubber moves somehow, which does, and the vital important part, it doesn't interfere with your brake. It would if you were like that, but you're not going to have the throttle open at that point. So that should do that. So I'll be back at this another day, more than likely tomorrow. So back on it. I've sliced through the grip on the clutch side here, and it turns out this is actually glued on very little, so I'm guessing it's quite a tight fit onto the tube. Very little glue on that, but I will remove it in a little while. So let's see if the low budget would have fitted on it. It would actually have fitted. It's just a pity the other one didn't fit the throttle side, but no regrets. No regrets. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So I've got these to connect up. I'll just grab this just now from the tripod, and I'll show you. If you recall, I'd ran a cable from here down the side of the frame to here for the previous cheap grips. So in the meantime I had to go out on the bike because I hadn't been out on it for 3 weeks. So I just cable tied that on in place to keep it there, so I can use it as a pull cord to pull the little connection from Oxford through up to there, and then you've got your two connections here to go in the battery terminal or battery terminals. So no need for the connections and inline fuses and stuff I bought, but not to worry. So I don't know where to mount this. I'm actually contemplating putting it here. Then I don't have to have it on my bars at all. And there's plenty of room down here to put all the cables. I'll just bunch them up, the excess. So I shall crack on again. Right, I've got this cable tied on to the bit of cable to pull it through. So I'll just feed it through gently, and hopefully manage to get it all the way through. Nearly there. Whoops, it's snagged on something. So I'll just need to take a couple of screws out again. It's almost at the top butt, so can't be far away. So here we have it, finally all done. So I managed to pull this panel back slightly from the bottom out, and you can sort of see right through this part. So I managed to feed the wire through just the the other side of this. So that was quite straightforward. So it was. Moment of truth. Hey. Then you hold in the minus and the turn off. It's got power saving mode on it, or battery saving mode, whatever you want to call it. But if you turn it off yourself, that's the best way around it. So peace out folks, take it easy, and cheers for watching. Total game changer these, so glad I've got them now. Take care.